Obviously, our friend is suffering from vitamin D deficiency due to a lack of exposure to sunlight. Sunlight creates UV rays, which help to create vitamin D. Vitamin D can also be produced through the skin, but if there's a malfunction, the skin will not produce the vitamin D necessary for the body. Vitamin D can also be absorbed through the food we eat, such as oysters, fatty fish such as salmon, whole grains such as oatmeal, mushrooms, eggs with the yolk, milk, and oranges, but more specifically orange juice. Consumption of this can also help to bring vitamin D into your system. As a child, I too dreamed of being an astronaut, of exploring galaxies far, far away, of seeing nebulas and comets, shooting stars, Saturn's rings up close and personal, of having my feet land on the moon's surface, and finding out, do aliens really exist? Are we truly alone? But after finding out the astronauts who have traveled out of Earth's orbit have experienced significant bone loss, I realized that being a student is much easier. This bone loss also depends on how long astronauts spend in space. The shorter the trip, the less bone loss. The longer the trip, the more bone loss. The reason that astronauts experience this bone loss is because the Earth's gravity is different than space's gravity. Space has no gravity limitations. It's a microgravity environment, which means that people and objects appear to be weightless. There's no gravity pull that, like on Earth, to pull them back down and keep them rooted. This means that in order to combat this effects of a microgravity environment, astronauts have a strict schedule. They exercise 6 days a week, 2.5 hours, and they have a diet that is rich in nutrients and vitamin D. This doesn't stop the effects of this microgravity environment, but it does lessen the effects of this environment. Why would a fracture of the tibia, also known as the shin bone or the shank bone, be worse than a fracture of the fibula? This is an easy question to answer. The tibia plays a key role in body mechanics. It's the larger of the two lower leg bones, is responsible for supporting most of the body weight and is vital for proper knee and joint mechanics. If the tibia right here suffers from a fracture or break, it could be worse than the non-weight bearing fibula.